Hey, I'm Teany Hidalgo, your purpose coach, and I help people ignite their power through their purpose. Today, I want to talk about how to work from home without getting cabin fever. But first and foremost, I know so many of you are going through tough times right now around the world. So my heart is with you and for those affected by this craziness and chaos that we're going through. And for those of you who have the opportunity to work from home to avoid a lot of the craziness, consider this an opportunity to test out a laptop lifestyle. Now, I've been working from home for well over a decade, almost 15 years, and even I sometimes have my moments. But I've managed to actually keep things a little bit under control. My cabin fever has gone considerably lower, even to a minimum, with these 5 helpful tips. So tip number 1, structure. I know it sounds boring. I know what you're going to say, but the truth is, if you can actually create a plan of work and play and throw those in there both together in a schedule, it actually makes for a lot brighter day. Why? Well, because you're planning not just work, but you're actually taking a walk. You can, plan an actual lunchtime, take mental breaks. I mean, so many things you can plan in there. And I'm not just talking about adults. Setting up a schedule for yourself and the kids helps them to know the activities planned for them so that they don't lose a beat with school, and fun or free play moments that they can have throughout the day. Plus, it helps them know the boundaries between your workday and when they can actually do things with you. So here's a very cool schedule that I created for myself using the 5-second journal from Mel Robbins. And this one I actually split in half so that these are my work meetings, and then these are the breaks that I take in between. So you notice I have like breakfast in here, take a walk, lunch, meditate, and then I close out my day and relax before I actually start dinner. So there's a lot of great things that you can add to the schedule depending on how often you need it. Another really cool schedule was modeled after a board game that a good friend of mine sent me, and I'll post a picture of it. It's actually fun and useful, and you can create it with your kids together so that they feel like they're participating and creating their day with you. Now, if you need boundaries between you and other people working or schooling at home, you can use furniture, of course, to separate you and them, or you can actually use a curtain like I have right here behind me. Now, this curtain actually goes the length of my kitchen, and it actually covers the door about 3/4 of the way. So when I have that covered, my son knows that mommy's working or mommy's in a meeting and you can't interrupt. And he's gonna have to wait his turn. And that's a really good separator so that you can set those boundaries between them and your work time. So tip number 2, breaks. Planning breaks is so important. You probably already saw it in my schedule here that I plan breaks in between. Sometimes I plan them every hour, sometimes I plan them every 3 or 4 hours. It really depends on you, your needs, and really what you want to do with them. So you can plan them every hour for 5 minutes, so that way you can give yourself like a 5 to 10 minute break in between, and you can wind down between meetings, or you can use those 5 to 10 minutes to just breathe, meditate, go get a snack, have some water, phone a friend, get some coffee, whatever it is that you think that you need in those 5 to 10 minutes. You can also bunch all those, 5 to 10 minute slots together into a 30-minute slot. Now, I did that here, where instead of having 5 to 10 minutes, I added it to my lunchtime and I went to take a walk. And again, I planned this in advance. So I planned this the day before. This is actually tomorrow's schedule. So you can do that in advance and schedule yourself up, and plan really fun activities, especially now that my son's home, I can do things with him. So it'll be fun. So remember, smokers get breaks, so you deserve breaks too. And so make sure that you take them because you definitely need time to decompress. All right. So tip number 3, comfort. Now, I tend to work in the kitchen because that's where the most light is. But I also make it really comfortable for myself. So these seats that I'm sitting on right now, these chairs, they're actually really nice and cushioned. And I often have like pillows in my back. Plus, I create an environment for myself where I have flowers or, I have crystals around. Anything that makes me feel like I have a comfortable work environment, whatever that looks like for you. The only thing I caution is don't make it too comfortable because then you might fall asleep at work, right? Okay, then there is tip number 4, get up. if possible, get a standing desk, which I do have one. Or you can just, try to get up, take that 5-minute break and get up and walk around. We all need a break for our bodies. But also, I find that for me, myself, if I stand up and take a meeting, I feel like I get more oxygen to my brain and I feel like I operate really well. And then if I sit down, I can then work again in a different way, to a different capacity. So it really depends on how your body works and how your brain works and what you need for yourself to operate at the best. So now tip number 5, location, location, location. Now, if you have an opportunity to change the location of where you work, awesome. Or if you can create various places in your home, like I work from my kitchen, I can work from my living room, I have a desk in my son's room, and I have a desk in my room. So I have different avenues where I can just move around and shift so that I'm not always in the same space. It actually kind of changes your mindset in some ways because you're looking at a different environment. It adds a little bit of variety, and it's also a little bit more fun. So make sure that, you can add a little bit of variety and comfort to whatever work environment that you actually have. And if you have the opportunity where you're in a warm place and you can work from outside, absolutely go and do that, or take even a break outside if you can. So those are my 5 tips. Hope you find them useful as we all experience some interesting times around the world. Feel free to click like on this video, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. And you're not alone. We're all in this together. And if I can serve you by giving you, a life where you do what you love, feel free to visit me at purposedrivenrevolution.com. And in the meantime, I will see you on the passionful side.